Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Slamhub Wrestling. Myself Suprit, and this is the Monday Night Raw review for May 4th, 2020. If this is your first time on the channel, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell for all notifications. We here in Slamhub Wrestling cover all pro wrestling related stuff, including reviews for Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW Dynamite, and New Japan as well. We also have a flagship podcast called the Slam Up Wrestling Podcast, so make sure you check that out as well. So I'm joined by Abhishek Aneja, aka Abby Maniac of Russell Square. What's up, Abby?
Yes, Suprit, I'm absolutely fine. How about you?
I'm doing well.
Yes, so today it was WWE Raw. How was it, in your opinion?
For me, it was a decent show at
Mm-hmm.
best. At best, sir.
Okay. So I cannot put out an expert opinion on the show because I am not an avid watcher of the show. So I also read similar opinions on the said show, as you said that it was a decent show. Let's go through the show and let's also hear about from the viewers, from the listeners too, that how was the show exactly?
So, first off, what did you think about the commentary team with the addition of Samoa Joe?
Samoa Joe, I think it is for Samoa Joe, it is a bittersweet situation in my opinion. He is a brilliant wrestler. I want to see him in the ring, but the thing is, now we are seeing him on commentary. He is a good orator. We all know that. His promos in the ring in wrestling are absolutely, uh, I should not use the term phenomenal because he has done some despicable things with AJ Styles and his wife and kids. But yes, but yes, Samoa Joe is a great orator. That's why he has been put on the table. Monday Night Raw, the flagship show. But it is a sad situation because of the injuries, because of the concussions, because of the style that he wrestles in. He is in such a position. So it is a good addition, in my opinion. But you can say better about him than I because I am not an avid watcher, as I previously said. What is your opinion on Samoa Joe?
In short, I can say that he's better than Jerry Lawler.
He's better than Jerry Lawler. Why was Jerry Lawler replaced? Because of that noodle joke?
Yes, Raman Noodle joke.
Okay. It was on Tozawa because ramen noodle moonsault. That
Yes,
was it.
that was not even a
Okay.
moonsault. That was a senton.
Okay. Okay. Well, this is because, in my opinion, for all the leftists and the liberals, I just want to say that in defense, or I should say, in terms of uh, maybe a broader perspective. Jerry Lawler was brought up and he was born and he wrestled in a time which was very different
Yes,
in if we compare to today. And in that time, in his childhood also, he also learned different stuff, and the stuff which he learned and which he also used in wrestling to garner heat as a quote unquote villain or as a heel, he it is ingrained in him, so it sometimes slips up
yeah, yeah,
in his commentary.
yeah.
So you should not uh, you know attack him like a pack of wolves, that how the f you said that and etc etc. You just take a chill pill and be calm and just just say that okay, it happens. because you were born in a time when such and such things were okay to be said, but it is not now. It is a more sensitive time now, and things are changing. That's it. So this is my take on Jerry Lawler and his big fiasco.
So let's talk about the
It's
show
cool.
itself.
Yes.
So the first segment was again MVP's VIP lounge. This
Mhm.
time the participants of the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, involves Asuka, Nia Jax, and Shayna Baszler. So all three women argued, which led to a fight. Asuka and Shayna pushed Nia Jax that crushed the stool she was sitting in,
Mhm.
and that was the end of the segment.
Uh,
So go on.
what I don't think that there was anything to be said, and this was a normal, decent textbook segment. Both
Yeah.
the ladies who are in a combat stance, they just fought off the lady who is, you can say, a powerhouse, a bigger threat, so to speak, and who is also, we should not say, but she is a proven unsafe worker.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. But it was not a very eventful, in my opinion, segment. It was just a normal segment in a go home show for Money in the Bank, and MVP was trying to stop Asuka and Shayna Baszler
Yes.
from fighting one another to
Yes.
avoid any physicality before the big pay-per-view. Um, it was normal, WWE is a multi-billionaire company, so I
Yes.
expect creativity in their segments. I do not want same bland, same old SHI to the T in promos in segments. I want something different, or I want something impactful. You can do it with your words too. You do not need environments to do that. If you are in a virus hysteria, you can use it with your words. You have the performance center, you have promo classes. So what the F is happening there? You should that should translate on television.
But
What
but
is
only
happening?
sorry to cut you off, but for
Mhm.
Vince McMahon, only the simple and the old stuff is such good shit.
That is that is also a perspective because it is complacency that the product is marketed to the masses. Yes, the masses, the normal general audience who is paying their hard-earned money to buy merchandise. So the promos should be simple, but you can make simple also impactful. People are consuming Netflix, Amazon Prime, and stuff that is impactful. That is quality television. You have a team of writers. You cannot make impactful promos, or I should say interviews. I should not use the technical terms. So you can make impactful promos. You can take it out of wrestlers also. So that is that is a very big debate. So if you are earning money by doing very little, and there is no big competition like it was in the Attitude Era, where it was like a burning in your ass and you had to do everything, then it is not like that right now. So you are just doing it every week, like.
Yeah, yeah. So next was a last chance gauntlet match to replace Apollo Crews in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match.
Hmm.
So Bobby Lashley started strong with three eliminations that was Titus O'Neil, Akira Tozawa, and Shelton Benjamin until he ran into Humberto Carrillo. So Lashley was disqualified for not following referee's warning, and this led to him getting eliminated. So
Hmm.
Lashley then took out his frustration on Carrillo. Angel Garza was next, but he got eliminated with a roll up. Same goes for Austin Theory, who got eliminated in the same fashion. So the final guy was the phenomenal AJ Styles, who's alive by the way.
Yes, he is still alive, alive and kicking,
Yes.
even after getting buried, quote unquote, by the Undertaker.
So
So,
this was a one-sided match for the most parts. Styles locked in the calf crusher to get the win, and he's going to Money in the Bank.
hmm, uh, this was uh, a a good match. It went too long, as I suspected from the opinions of many people online, and also it gained two things. This match, it made Umberto Carrillo look like a superstar, like he has been doing the same since many weeks, I suppose. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Or is it not? Okay.
He shows up
And
occasionally. He shows up occasionally.
shows up occasionally. That is a typical booking of WWE.
Yeah.
Uh, and the second thing, what happened was that you put in a person who has legitimacy in a pay-per-view, AJ Styles.
Yeah.
So the thing is that WWE nowadays now is now back to relying on pay-per-view, the pay-per-view market. Now they are not pushing, in my opinion, the WWE network so much. They are pushing the pay-per-view thing that maybe you would be listening in, you would know better that on air they are saying that buy the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. They would not be saying that much that watch Money in the Bank on the WWE network,
But
and that would.
last I
Mhm.
heard Money in the Bank still is on the network. It's not like
Yes,
WrestleMania where
yes, absolutely, it would be. It would be, but the thing is that you would be earning more from pay-per-view.
yeah.
Pay-per-view would be costing maybe 49 to something dollars, and from the network you are getting everything 9.99, I guess, in the United States. So now they are going back to pushing the agenda of pay-per-view to obviously getting revenue, because nowadays AEW is also getting mostly from pay-per-view and from fight and from BR Live,
Yes.
Bleacher Report Live.
Yes.
So WWE is saying that why should we not also take the advantage of the pay-per-view model? We can also take it. So they are pushing the pay-per-view model. So now, how do you get people to buy the pay-per-view? Right now, who is on the pay-per-view? Is there any big star to buy the pay-per-view? I'm asking you.
I
Before
don't
AJ
know.
Styles,
At this point, everybody is equal.
huh, that's the point. So you needed someone, so that a big star, so that somebody buys the pay-per-view, that people buy the pay-per-view basically. So you pushed in AJ Styles, so that AJ Styles has a credible value, and people would buy the pay-per-view because of AJ Styles. Because
Um,
other wrestlers, I do not think so. They are as big of a star right now as AJ Styles. Roman
isn't
Reigns is out.
isn't Rey Mysterio in this match?
Yes, Rey Mysterio is, but where is Rey Mysterio? He hasn't been very much featured on WWE television, maybe, I guess, or he hasn't been booked consistently. Has he been? I'm asking you. Was
Uh,
he on WrestleMania?
no, I guess. No, no.
So, so where is the credible value of, or where are the stars? Why will you buy the Money in the Bank pay-per-view? Because to a casual viewer or the masses, you need some legitimate star to get the pay-per-view to watch. The hardcore fans would definitely watch. They have their favorites. They love wrestling. But how will you get the masses to watch if you do not have big stars in the said pay-per-view? You will have AJ Styles. AJ Styles is very, he has come very soon as per what happened at WrestleMania. He should have waited, but they wanted him.
So not going.
Now,
So not
hmm
going too much off topic. I like the outcome, but I didn't like the match. I don't know about you, but Humberto is not a good babyface. Sorry, he's not a good babyface at all.
hmm I they are basically targeting the Mexican audience from Umberto Carrillo, in my opinion.
Mexican
That is why
audience
he.
or not, Mexican audience or not, but he's not fit for that babyface role. I don't know what it is. He's a good wrestler, but
Mhm. Paul Heyman would be seeing the Mexican audience, the Lucha Libre stars, and he would be relying on them because in his time in 2003, he was having Eddie Guerrero and uh, other people. So he might be seeing something in him. We don't know. Right now, we do not have consistent booking on Umberto Carrillo. So how can we say he is a good babyface? As you said, he is not a good babyface in your opinion. So might be he is not because you do not have credible, consistent booking on him. If you do not have credible, consistent booking on a said superstar, why would he be a good baby face? He would
I
not
think
be.
it's not only the booking,
Hmm.
the way he carries himself in the ring.
Okay. He takes much of the offense rather than dishing out. That's the thing.
Like there are times when the he was supposed to be in a serious feud, but he's doing all this flippy shit when it's not
Uh-huh.
necessary.
Hmm. So he lacks the art of storytelling, as what you are saying.
Yes, yes.
Hmm. That is understandable. That is understandable. He relies more on the move set, his
Yes,
athleticism rather than the storytelling aspect. Hmm.
yes. And
Um,
another thing.
mhm.
Let's. That was Humberto's case. I wanted to get your thoughts on Zelina Vega's faction. So many people are saying that they are buried. So after seeing this gauntlet match, what was your feeling?
I don't know exactly how should we take this. People online, hear they are all going bananas over how Zelina Vega looks, and the most of the comments are on Zelina Vega and how she's looking and she's there and she has a faction, and then uh, Andrade got out because of a wellness policy thing, and now we have Austin Theory, who also he has done very well in Evolve Wrestling, and now he is here. Mm, I don't know. I don't think so. No, it is very initial initial time with respect to their faction. They should get wins to get credibility, in my opinion. If they are getting wins, if they are standing tall in the ring many weeks, then I can say that they are getting some momentum and they are a threat. If they are not, then uh, some work needs to be done with regards to their faction. What are you seeing with regards to their faction?
They are not being presented as a threat, but they are always made to look weak. Basically, they are 2020 version of the OC.
Okay, that's the thing. Uh-huh. That is that's a bad situation. So they should be booked as better because they have two great wrestlers, Angel Gaza and Austin. So they should be booked as such. They can be booked as threats, but the thing would be with regards to the creative team or the booking team and Vince McMahon too, they would be focusing more on the faction of the Monday Night Messiah. So they cannot multitask. So now they would be relying more on the Monday Night Messiah faction rather than the Selena Vega faction. Why can't you have two stories having two legit threads? Because if you have two legit threads, you can have baby faces fighting them. But the thing is that if you are very one focused, then it is a problem basically. Because you have a villain, you make them a threat, then the hero fights them. First, you have to make them a threat. If they are not a threat, then anybody fights them, you will not care. Basically, that is what you said. That if they are not a threat, so if anybody fights them, who cares? Who will care if somebody fights the Selena Vega faction?
So Styles then cut a post-match promo saying he's still alive. He said he did get buried, but he didn't lose anything. And he said he's gonna be Mr. Money in the Bank.
That also plants the seeds somewhat regarding that we might get Undertaker versus Styles 2, maybe at SummerSlam. We don't know. It
Maybe.
might, maybe it might happen. Let's see. Moving on to the next.
Seth Rollins had an interview segment with Charlie Caruso. Rollins was asked about his match with McIntyre. He said that McIntyre is not a leader and he will take the WWE Championship from him for the greater good. So, what did you think about this segment, especially the promo skills of Rollins?
Uh, in this promo, it seems it is good that what he said is good that Drew McIntyre basically is not ready and he is better and he is quote unquote ever ready because he has been at the mountaintop. He has been WWE champion. Or so the thing is that Drew cannot handle the heat of being WWE champion. So it is obvious. It is a textbook promo, but yes, how he delivered it, that is what the thing is. And how you say in a impactful way. It was, it was good. It was good. Yes, the words you could make it anything is there is always scope for improvement. But yes, it was it was fine. What did you think regarding the promo?
Like you said, it's good for his character. Like he plays off a very delusional heel.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good.
Mm-hmm. And also he could have, or maybe he did add that he could have also said that he Drew cannot handle the stuff that which goes through all day all night, that you have to go to
He
Make a
did
Wish
mention it. He
Foundation,
did
and
mention it.
if he did mention it, then it is fine that you have to go to media appearances, you have to go there, you have to go there, you have to go there, and also go everyday house shows, and then
That's the
go
point
out.
he's making. That's the point he's making, but
Yes.
he's talking in
Mm.
riddles.
Hmm. He's, that is the thing. Make these points more impactful, and in a way that looks a bit like a threatening, in a threatening way.
Yes.
He could have done the same thing in a one-on-one thing also. A camera in front of a camera, not with Charlie. But it is what it is. It If it was effective, then it is good. I was just saying that it should put the point across in an impactful way. That's what I was saying only, nothing else.
So they are advertising Edge and Randy Orton returning to Raw next week. Does that mean their feud continues?
I don't know. Maybe it is. Uh, Maybe it is. But I don't want them to fight. Uh, Thing is, if they do also, I have no problem. If they don't, I don't have a problem,
Same
because
feeling.
they are seasoned wrestlers, and they have proved till WrestleMania also that they whatever they do, that is gold. So basically, if they also go in a new feud with other new people, or if they now are in if they now, you can say, join hands and make a tag team, that also is fine. And if they want to continue the feud, that also is fine. I am all for it. You can do anything with these two people.
Same feeling. Same feeling.
Hmm.
So
That is a universal thing.
yes. So we had a tag team match. Ricochet and Cedric Alexander versus Brandon Wick and Shane Thorne. Before the match, MVP gave Vick and Thorne some pep talk. The match went about 4 minutes. The final part was great with all four men hitting their big moves until Wink Wink hits a big boot to Alexander to get the win, and that was it. So, what's your thought on this quote unquote jobber team beating a up and coming new team?
This Brendan Vink, uh, was this his debut, or was this his second on the main roster?
So both Shane Thorne and Brendan Wink are Australian, so they made them a tag team.
Mhm. Because the second member of TMDK or TM61 has left WWE. This was their first outing on Monday Night Raw.
No, no, no. They have been doing some job matches, Raw, SmackDown, NXT for a while, for the last two,
Okay.
3 weeks.
Okay. Have they teamed up on NXT?
Yes,
Okay. Okay. And what is your opinion on their tag team with regards to their work as a tag team?
they are decent workers.
Okay. Okay. So thing is, Shane Thorne, I can say for Shane Thorne, he is a seasoned veteran with regards to tag team wrestling, so he will be a good, you can say, an example or a good teacher to Wing with regards to tag team wrestling. And
Yes,
they can go the distance if they want with regards to tag team wrestling, and also represent Australia.
yes,
And but and also the other team, Cedric Alexander and Ricochet.
Yes.
Vince McMahon was huge on these two competitors, and it was reported that they would be getting huge pushes, and they might win the United States Championship at one point of time, but
Yes.
it didn't materialize. So now they are in a so it is good that two high flyers are put in a tag team. They are in a position to sink or fly. So they are team fly. So I think now this new team, the Australian team, has won up the other teams. So we can have a rematch next week, and they can create a story if they want. So let's see what happens.
50-50
So
booking.
maybe 50-50 booking, or maybe you can have one team as they will turn one of the teams as the quote unquote villain, and then you can create something. Not only have them just have a match that go out there and have a good match, but no, you can create
Wink and
some
Thorne are heels.
dynamics.
Wink and Thorne are heels.
How did they play out in the match? How did they do some heel SHI to the T? Very much to show that they are villains, or they just did normal wrestling, or they didn't do any
Uh,
on
they
this
had
week.
some hit. They had some hit.
They had some heat.
Yes.
So it is good. They had a win, so they we can give some legitimacy, and we can give some props to their team. So let's see what unfolds with regards to these two teams, and let's see. What is your opinion regarding the match?
I think this win had made Brendan Wink and Shane Thorne a legit tag team in the division, so that's good.
Mhm. And what about the team regarding Ricochet and Cedric Alexander? What about their basically booking?
I
Are
think
they on were they on a winning streak, or were they not? And are they losing? Or what is the matter with them?
yeah, they in my opinion this loss has not affected that much to their momentum, but
All right.
so we had another tag team match, Viking Raiders versus Street Profits. The
Hmm.
Profits they had a pre-match promo saying they'll finally beat the Raiders. So this was a decent match. The Profits nearly won after hitting their finishers on Ivar, but Eric broke the pin. The Raiders got the win after hitting the Viking experience on Dawkins, and that was it.
Hmm. So we also saw the power, the the power of Angelo Dawkins. We don't give him enough props regarding the power mechanism of Angelo Dawkins. So we saw in this match, because their opponents were also equally strong, and they were trying to put them down because of their power, because of their strength, the Viking Raiders. And then Angelo Dawkins fought back with his power and with his speed, which is his forte. And that is what was the dynamic which was going through. Montez Ford was with the speed, Angelo Dawkins was with the power and with the speed, and Vikings are just brilliant. They have speed, they have power, they have almost everything. And it was a very surprising, in my opinion, title change. But
No, this is not a title change. Non-title match. I forgot to mention.
hmm, uh, a rematch pay-per-view. This is the end game for this match, basically. That the title match. in the upcoming pay-per-view is the basic, you can say the end game. That was their thing, that the title should be defended with a legit team. So how do you get a title shot?
Beat the legit team.
The champ, the champions should lose to a team. That's basically, as you quoted a term, 50-50 booking. A team just,
So this may be a last minute booking for the paper here.
yes, most probably yes, absolutely. That you need to have the Raw Tag Team titles to be defended at Money in the Bank. So you should have a team. And which team that other than the Viking Raiders? Viking Raiders are a brilliant team, a legit team who have made their name across the world in Japan as War Machine. So you can have the match. And maybe now, if there is no place left, they can push them in the pre-show. If there is no team left, they would not give a flying F,
So
and they will have a match for the Raw Tag Team titles. And in the pre-show, mostly the babyface team wins.
both are
So,
babyface team technically.
technically both. Uh, but but Vikings have a more of an edge to them. They are a little bit. They are not a full blown babyface. Yes. So I do not think there would be a title change. Raw Tag Team Championship. Let's see.
So
Moving
next,
on to the next.
yeah. So Aleister Black and Rey Mysterio responded to AJ Styles' comments from earlier on. So Aleister was back in his dark closet.
Hmm.
So Black said he will win Money in the Bank and Styles will wish he was still buried. Mysterio, Mysterio also, Mysterio also has plans on winning the Money in the Bank as well. By the
Hmm.
way, Mysterio's promo was very scripted. It sounded very
Hmm.
scripted,
Hmm.
but it's Rey
Uh,
Mysterio, so you can,
yes, he gets a pass.
yeah.
He gets a. This was typical two promos because it is the go home show. So it is what it is. No comments regarding it.
So NXT
Mm.
Women's Champion Charlotte Flair came out. She talked about her upcoming match with Io Shirai for the NXT Women's Championship this week on NXT until she was interrupted by Liv Morgan. Morgan said, "Remember me?" Basically, she was reminding everyone that she lost to Charlotte on SmackDown last year before her new makeover.
Hmm.
She then runs down Flair's family lineage. Charlotte responds, she's proud of that, and quickly we get a match. This went 11 minutes. Morgan had a great showing. She got a lot of offense, but Flair locked in figure eight, and that was it.
Mm. So basically, this was an you can say a promotional match for the NXT NXT Championship match this week
Yeah.
against Io
Yes.
Shirai
Yes.
to boost the ratings, so to speak. I do not understand one thing, or maybe it is now you have to accept the fact that Finn Balor and Charlotte Flair have been unsuccessful to boost the ratings of WWE NXT,
Right.
because you have crowned her as the champion of even after WrestleMania. She went there and there was absolutely nothing, no boost of the ratings. So what is there? What is the star power basically, of uh, Charlotte Flair. Is it not uh, transcending into the masses or mainstream? I do not understand. But here we see online people are saying this and that, and Finn Balor, Demon, and then Charlotte Flair. She is one of the best wrestlers in the women's wrestler in the world, and she is the new coming of Ric Flair, dirtiest player in the game. But where is it translating to? Nowhere. If it is not translating anywhere, then how can you say that she is somewhere? You took the title from Rhea Ripley, and where is it going now? Now she is just a player at WWE NXT, and now she comes here. An NXT Women's Champion is competing on Monday Night Raw. How how is this matlab, what is this happening, and why is this, why? I do not understand. And this was the semi main event in my opinion, if I am not wrong.
Yes, yes, yes.
In a semi main event of the flagship show, you are having your third brand's women's champion competing against a wrestler who has grown so much in terms of storytelling, and then she came up, and then she had a brilliant showing, as you said, brilliant showing, and then
Yes, yes.
she goes down, a third brand champion comes up to your show, beats your talent who has worked her ass off, and now she will go back. What is there? What was the point? You could have had any other person there as an enhancement talent to beat. You had a person who is hardworking and who is on your daily television to get beat. What was the logic? Just because it was a semi-main event, just because Charlotte Flair wanted to beat up a person who is hot, hot as in that, hot in fan fair perspective. What was it? I do not understand. But props to Liv Morgan that she is competing and she is working her ass off every week, and she has grown so much. When she was out, she also was filming vignettes regarding her character, but it didn't come to fruition. Something else came to fruition, and she has done it also justice. But I didn't understand what is happening regarding Charlotte Flair. Stay in NXT, make it a big thing. Why do you need to come on Raw and SmackDown to get your ratings here? I do not understand. What is your take?
Just wait until she buries Yoshirai. Yes, buries.
This week on Wednesday. Oh my god. Oh my god. How has Io Shirai's booking been? Um uh,
Basically,
say,
their plan was she was a big baby face coming from Japan, but it didn't came off that great on NXT. But when they turned her heel and she
hmm,
got this dark persona,
hmm,
fans started cheering her even more loudly.
hmm.
Right now, she's playing a character like she also is. She's a cool badass heel,
Okay. Hmm.
and I
So
think she's gonna fall to Charlotte this week, guaranteed.
she will.
Yes,
Oh,
and if in case Charlotte loses, then we are back to square one.
It will be back. It will be back to square one. Why, then we will be asking the question, why did you put the belt on her in the first place? Hmm.
So WWE
So
has booked themselves in the corner again.
yes, absolutely. Because the NXT is also in a problem because they need to have every week a new thing, a better thing with regards to AEW because they are thinking in their set of mind that we should also obviously they should have a better show. So how can we book a better show so that people watch our SHIT with regards to their. So we should have good matches. We should book a new match. Now Charlotte Flair versus Io Shirai. That is a brilliant match. Two of the very best. But they have booked themselves now in a corner. Now they will have to find a way. They will have to find a way so as to book both of them uh, stronger, that they do not lose any legitimacy coming out of their match, because both of them are legit, basically, in my opinion. And as you said also, so that's it for Liv Morgan and Charlotte Flair, or I should say, only Charlotte Flair.
So we get to the main event that was Drew McIntyre versus Murphy. I'm not your buddy Murphy. He was accompanied by Seth Rollins. So this went 6 minutes. McIntyre dominated early on until Murphy got some offense. Final parts of the match saw Murphy going for the Claymore. He also did the 1, 2, 3 thing until he ran into a Claymore from McIntyre, and that was it.
Mhm.
Post-match, post-match, McIntyre welcomed Rollins to get in the ring, but and went to the back, only for him to come back and hit a cheap shot super kick on McIntyre. Rollins then circled McIntyre, saying he's doing it for the greater good. Rollins went for a curve stomp, but McIntyre blocked it, hit the Glasgow kiss. McIntyre was going for the Claymore, but Rollins retreated, and that's how the show went off air. I think the build up to this match for Money in the Bank has been good. What do you think?
I also think the same, that it was a good way to end the show. It was, yes, it was typical. But that Seth Rollins coming back and hitting Drew McIntyre with the super kick out of nowhere, that was a little shocking. We thought that Seth Rollins had gone out and it is typical and he just went away. No, he came back. He went for the super kick and Drew McIntyre went down in a heap. That was good, and then he came back. That was good, and then Seth Rollins, being the cowardly heel, he just retreated to the back. Yes, it is a good build up for the go home show, for the pay per view. Yes, but as it is every time said, that you can have different set of things to build up at in the go home show. You have contract signings, you have which has already happened.
Yes.
You have now his friend, his disciple getting beat up, and then he retreating to the back. You have different things, and this was a great thing that happened. Now we are all anticipating Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins, Monday Night Messiah versus Drew McIntyre. Can he, Monday Night Messiah, get the championship? belt back to
Should,
him.
basically, he should not. It's too early
If
for McIntyre to drop the title.
I agree absolutely because he won it from the beast Brock Lesnar. I do not want to hear the same old shit from Seth Rollins saying that we need to hold this belt with us. Brock Lesnar does not come every day, every week to with his belt. He needs to be a fighting champion. Blah 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 blah. He was such a boring baby face. I. He was such a boring baby face. He was such a boring face.
No,
I was just
basically,
irritated.
basically, he was a DICK.
No, but you should not be a DICK as a baby face. That
Yes.
is the problem. And then you are being the flag bearer of the WWE on social media and being in feuds with Will Ospreay and other people, and then biting your own tongue because you are saying stuff which is not making any sense because you have the term that you expressed right now so far up your throat that you are not seeing anything. You are not seeing anything. That you no, that is the thing of the past. Now the role that he is in is the best, is the best thing that happened to him, and now he needs to personify that. And what he thinks right now, that he is the flag bearer of WWE, that he is that WWE is the best promotion in the world and he is the savior. He is personifying that, and he might be in his mind, he believes that, and it is translating on television, so it is the best thing. So people should enjoy it because what you believe is what you are doing. That comes off very natural.
So another thing I forgot was we also had a short promo package for Jinder Mahal.
Hmm.
So they
So,
highlighted the WWE Championship win and everything.
mhm.
So
So
thoughts on his return and
person is returned, the modern day Maharaja, Jinder
yes,
Mahal.
yes,
The thing is, I watched WWE Backstage, the show last week. So one of the panelists said that they could have had a video package before Jinder Mahal's arrival. You are making a video package now after he has made his surprise return. Are you what you should have thought of it before? Because you are booking him as a top contender. Drew McIntyre is the WWE champion. He was a part of 3MB with Jinder Mahal and Keith Slater, who has kids. I don't know how he is paying for their food and stuff. But the thing is now, Jinder Mahal is back. He would be gunning for the WWE Championship
that's
very
confirmed.
soon.
That's confirmed. It's gonna happen.
If now it is happening, so then you should have made video packages. You should have been airing them week after week and making it a big deal rather than just throwing him out and having a jobber match. Why didn't you make it a big deal?
But the question is,
Why?
but the question is, should he even be in a WWE Championship match again?
So the thing is, the way he looks, Jinder Mahal, his body structure, and the way he thinks and the history he has with Drew McIntyre, it makes the story for itself. And also because of the way he looks, the masses, the audience, the casual viewers also look at him and they see that this guy can be a legit contender for the WWE Championship. So now you would be thinking that there are many other people who have busted their ass off and they could be in line for a WWE Championship. But right now, the things that are in place for Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal that make a story for itself. You can have a big match with Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre, given that they are uh, having everything in place. You can have a match. He should, he won't be winning the title soon, but you can have a story. Pay-per-view after pay-per-view, one, two, maximum three. But you need to have a story. You need to have elements.
But this is Jinder Mahal we are talking about. It's not gonna light up the world with a five-star match or something.
No, no, he won't be. For that, you have Drew McIntyre. And the other side, you have Jinder Mahal, who everybody would be hating because of, as you said, five-star match. He won't be giving you. He would be giving you a storytelling kind of match. A match with holds, which a brawl match, a normal match which goes, an old school type of match, not a match which has moves like tuck, 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 tuck. No, that is not his style. No, it is a different kind of match. Drew McIntyre will take it out of him, a different kind of match. That would be interesting to see which kind of match happens between Drew McIntyre and Jinder. Let's see, but you should have build him up before his arrival rather than after his arrival you are building him up. Where was he this week? You have a video package. You are doing things you should have thought about before. You are such a big company. You are running pro wrestling for so many years. And now you are thinking, after watching WWE backstage, that you got an idea, oh, we should have made a WWE video package regarding Jinder Mahal. He has potential. We would be booking him in a feud with Drew McIntyre sooner rather than later. We should make him a star maybe first in the mid card and then we will push him to the top. Maybe like that. One of the panelists said that way. So you need to make him that way, not just throw him out. Let's see what happens regarding Jinder Mahal.
So that was all the talk of Jinder Mahal and Monday Night Raw. So before we go, where can these guys find you?
Uh, Guys, you can find me on Instagram at Abbymaniac, Abbymaniac, and you can follow me on Twitter on the same at Abbymaniac. And as Suprit said at the helm of this podcast, I am the commentator of Wrestle Square Pro Wrestling, and also I'm the acting general manager of Wrestle Square. So you can watch the weekly episodes of Wrestle Square at youtube.com/Wrestle Square. So that's the place where you can find me in my all glory. Thank you very much, Suprit, for having me on this show.
You guys can find Slamhub Wrestling on Twitter at SlamhubW, Instagram at Slamhub Wrestling. Our podcast and reviews are mainly audio based, and if you don't want your YouTube app running for that, then you can catch Slam Up Wrestling on Anchor and Spotify as well. This was the Monday Night Raw review, and we'll see you guys next time.